The Z.C.Cs, 12 Apostle, Zion, Sangomas, witches, wizards, magicians, shamanism, they are just the same thing. They operate the same. The only difference is that Zion Christian Church and 12 Apostle and Zion, they are only infiltrating religion.
I heard of one of the old men that I danced in KD with, who was very sick. Then I visited him. On my arrival, this gentleman was very sick. The leg was almost rotten. I took him to the doctor myself. He just gave us a letter to admit him, or rather refer him to Moses Kotane Hospital. When we got to Moses Kotane Hospital, we were met by this doctor who happened to look at the leg because he was on a wheelchair. And he asked us what happened, and before we even answered, he said, "This is urgent. We need to amputate this leg before it spread upward and go through the system or the body, and the man dies." One of the children called. I was with the old man's son. He called to the old man's son and he gave him a fresh new prophecy. He said, I have a prophecy. I have a prophecy that says we should not amputate our father's leg. If we do, he will die. The prophecy actually is like, it is the doings of the devil or evil or witchcraft for the leg to be like that, which I do not object or agree. People's belief is people's belief. And the prophecy says, do not amputate the leg. The man will heal by himself by observing the dialogue, like a rake. And we allowed him to answer for himself. He said to me, the pain, it's me who feels it. I would love to be amputated. And they came, they talked with him, and they talked him out of the idea of amputating the leg. And he finally agreed. I must make mention of this. This old man, he taught me strong faith of following the God of Engenas. And I have seen so many things under his leadership. He's a man I loved, admire, and have a huge respect for. He did not amputate. The doctor says if you don't amputate it, this thing will spread and you will die. The doctor says if you don't amputate it, this thing will spread and you will die. The doctor says if you don't amputate it, this thing will spread and you will die. The prophecy says if you do, you will die. The prophecy says if you do, you will die. There's two opposing powers. It's a medical power and a spiritual power. And he succumbed to listen to the spiritual power, and he did not amputate the leg. And in 3 weeks or more, less than a month, the old man died. We buried the old man. We cannot go back to the God who gave the prophecy and say, but you said. Many people are afraid to break out of those things because they are fearing what those gods will do. I'm here as a living testimony. I defile all the prophecies that came against me from Z.C.C. You can read them all in that book. The prophecy that says I will die, I'm still alive. And you will never die too.
You can't handle the truth!